Georgia Tech ain't playing no games. No, sirree, Bob. A new commit for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. No, not the 2027 class, the 2028 class. Y'all know I had to react to this, man, before ending off the night. All right, y'all know I just had my live show, but I had to come back on live for the Georgia Tech fans. Y'all always run my stuff up. So much shout out to y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, hype up the video. Please join and be a member today. And let me know how I can build this community because I want this to be a one-stop shop for my Georgia Tech fans, for all college football fans in the world. Come, feel authentic, feel good. But Georgia Tech is on an absolute roll. All right. And they ain't quite done just yet with the 2027 class. Got a couple more targets they want to hit on. Right. But already got 25 commits. We talk about this class, how impressive it's been for Georgia Tech, the things they've been doing, the recruits they've been landing and bringing in. A couple spots that I talked about today that they got, I think they got to hit on. Wide receiver, right? Got to get your big body receiver. You got a couple guys. Everybody's under 6'1", right? I like Bryce Porter. I like Antoine Lockett. I like Caden. But we need a little more. We need one more. We need a big 6'3", 6'4" receiver. You know what I'm saying? For this class. That's what we need. Right? You need another cornerback. You only got Sincere Gaylord. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not Sincere Gaylord. I'm sorry. You have Larry Moon III, right? Sincere Gaylord is still out there. Washington, Georgia, still on the prowl for him. Okay, Georgia Tech's in that race as well, right? And I also said tight end, right? Now, tight ends look good, but remember, you ain't gonna be able to keep all three of these tight ends you got from the portal. But maybe, just maybe, Coach Key takes that same approach with this class next year, right? In January was hitting portal, bring guys in. Maybe he does the same thing. Maybe he doesn't get a high school tight end this year, right? Last year it was Jack Richardson. Maybe he doesn't. But back to task at hand. We'll talk about this kid. They just got in Elijah Reeves. Okay, so he's 2028 wide receiver. He's started to kind of blow up on the scene a little bit, man. Played for Mountain View Bears out there in I won't say North Georgia, but Northern Georgia. You know what I'm saying, for the Bears out there near Buford, not too far. You know, and making quite a name for himself, right? 6'1", 180 from Lawrenceville, the first 2028 commit. So, what does this tell me? So, my first instant reaction is it tells me Georgia Tech in the last few cycles have been able to do this, right? When you look at a Jordan Christie, obviously he's not going to Georgia Tech. He's committed to Liberty. You look at Keon Stanford, you know, that's a whole situation in itself. But both of those guys were committed early to Georgia Tech for the 2027 cycle, right? Did both of them end up landing at Georgia Tech? No, right? But what that tells me is wide receiver coach Jafar Williams is taking it serious, and he's getting guys and getting on guys early and often, right? And an early recruitment is just early recruitment, it's early buzz. We're gonna hear about it today, but it's always good to ingratiate yourself with these kids early and build those rapport and relationships. You don't know what they could turn into, right? But as we talked about last cycle, not all of those commitments turn into that, right? Keon Stanford didn't turn into a commitment, right? Jordan Christie didn't turn into a commitment. Okay, so those things are going to happen, right? That's the reality of the situation. But getting on this early tells me a lot because right now your focus is the 2027 class, right? Because it's dead period right now. Can't really do too much if you're a college and communicating with high school kids at the moment, right? It's dead period, right? Things will heat up a little bit towards the end of summer and going to the season, but right now you can't do too much, right? But I love how they're turning the focus already and knowing, hey, let's go ahead and strike while the iron is hot. Let's go ahead and get good with these relationships. Go ahead and getting good with these next commits. You know, so then we have a class. And like I said, we see all the time. Like Jabarius Gore was a guy that's committed to Alabama. He didn't end up there. Barack Willis was committed to Alabama. He didn't end up there. He went to Colorado. Right. So they don't always pan out, but this is a good sign early for the Yellow Jackets. You know what I'm saying? And he just announced his top 10. Right? Literally, like I'm gonna look it up for those that are watching. Like he legit just announced his top 10 of schools that you know he wanted to end up going to, right? He just literally announced that, I think via CFB, Rap, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let's see. I remember. I guess not. I guess he did. I thought he did though. I thought he did. But definitely announced it at some point, right? But he's home, likes Georgia Tech, already committed. This is big for them, right? And 6'1", 180, that tells me probably outside boundary, slot receiver, a little bit of everything. But we ain't gonna waste no more time. We're gonna break down this film and talk about it, right? I'm gonna give my reaction, my thoughts. Let's see what the film is talking about with Elijah Reeves, who was an all-counted wide receiver last year. As you guys know, he was a sophomore last year, 2020. He will be a junior this year. So let's not waste no more of you guys' time. Let's roll the tape. Let's see what we're talking about. Let's take it off. Yeah, we don't need copyright. All right, so off rip, guys, he's playing in the slot, right? One-on-one, let's say man coverage. Looks like he's playing potentially against Discovery. Okay, so what we see off the rip, right? Nice little corner route, create that separation in space. Defense falls asleep. Smooth little touchdown, right? That one I'm not, Discovery's a team that's still kind of building in the Lawrenceville area. For those that know, in a program that's turning things around. Okay, so here he is in special teams, right? Kickoff return, right? Being able to take the kickoff return, the distance, and what I'm seeing is good vision, good IQ, right? Big hole right here in the middle, not trying to go bounce it to the outside, being able to see it, and just being able to explode, right? And you see the next level speed that he has to be able to break away from the defenders, right? So two really explosive plays, good. Now this one, like I said, I take it with a grain of salt with respect to Elijah, but this is Discovery, right? Discovery just got into just became in high school not too long ago. Might be like 6, 7 years, if that, maybe 10 years. Still a relatively new program. Okay, and it looks like here he's able to go a slot. Excuse me, not the slot. He's able to get over the middle of the defense. Big time third down, as we guys can see. Okay, he puts hands on him. This middle of the field is going to open up, and then here is 5. And the straight runs past him. Big time catch over the middle of the field. Breakaway speed. Easy touchdown. So the first minute, pretty much primarily, against Discovery. Okay, let's see. We got another team here. Okay, same thing. This looks like he's just running seam routes at the moment, right? So good job right here. You know what I'm saying? The defender's trying to put hands on him. He's running that seam route. Good, spectacular acrobatic catch and being able to break it down with the hit that he knows that's coming. Boom, there's the hit. Takes it, brings down the catch. Okay, here we go. Another critical third down, as you guys can see. Here he is here. Looks like he's just running a straight goal/fade ball and being able to adjust to the football, right? So what I'm seeing early is good, strong hands, make some spectacular catches and different things like that. Okay, here, a little quick screen. Let's see if he's dynamic with the ball in his hands. Okay, follow the blocks, break the tackles. That's good, right? Second down and long, being able to get up the field quick, break a couple tackles on your way to the first down. Okay, very smooth. Okay, here another quick screen. Let's see. Okay, let's see what he does here, because this is pretty much just well defended, because it goes inside. This guy's right here to get him, or does he loop outside depending on his block? Okay, loop outside, breaks the tackle, lowers the shoulder. Okay, so smooth, solid gain in the open field. Okay, okay. Fake quick screen, right over the middle. Ooh, okay. That was a nice little move on the inside. Right, smooth catch right there in traffic. Boom, nice cut right there. If he could have broke that into the distance, that would have been special. But I like that move. Okay, so here's the running back coming out. Elijah's going to be sitting right there in a nice little curl route in that zone. Breaks the first tackle. Gets a nice gain. Okay, so he's able to break that first tackle, which is what I'm liking so far, right? Breaking the tackle, getting up the field, you know what I'm saying, making a play. I like what I'm seeing so far. Okay, here we go. Third down, third and goal. You need it. You need it right here. Okay, nothing crazy. Just runs over the middle of the field. The defense kind of boxes them out pretty much and comes down with the catch in traffic. Nothing really too crazy right there. Okay, let's see. Right here. Okay, now this is the one to watch, because this is competition. This is Buford. Buford usually is one of the top tier teams, has top level talent. Okay, same thing. I like it. I like the aggressiveness, right? You see us put his foot in the ground right there. Boom, foot in the ground, right? Have to fight over the defender with the press and using the strong hands against the defender and bringing down the catch. You're going to see that a lot in college, especially in the ACC. And you got to be able to make those catches against defenders. Okay, so right here, just a little throw up. Big time catch again. And as you guys can see, great body control in the air, good adjustment to the football, and really good ball skills. So those are some key things I'm seeing so far for this kid that I really like. All right, here we go. Another kick return here against Buford. This one matters because this is the top tier team in the state. Just won a national championship. Okay. Good cuts, making the defenders miss. Okay, so smooth. Smooth. Nice gain in special teams, being able to set up your team with good field position. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, I liked that route. Y'all seen a little subtleness that he had? Watch a little shoulder shake, a little slow, little shoulder shake, make the difference right there. And then here he is. There's that gap. There's that opening. Sit right there in that zone. Get the catch. Move the sticks right there on the first down. Love to see that. But I love the little shoulder shake he did against the defender. Create that space, create that gap, right? And obviously move the sticks. Okay, so here he is here. Okay, we get a little bit of blocking right here. Right, nice little pancake block. Guys don't always show this, right? But can you block on the perimeter? Y'all know how important it is for Georgia Tech, right? Seeing that part early. Good job right there by Reeves, as you guys can see. Okay, right here, nice little spin. And you guys can see as he obviously gets up the field. And the same thing here, nice block, one-on-one on the island, and just being able to isolate the defender. So this is what he had. He had 4 touchdowns last year, interception played both ways, 33 catches, 413 yards, 766 all-purpose yards, and 4 touchdowns. So I say that to say, right, the numbers may not wow you guys, right? The numbers may not wow you with this player, but I've seen some good things from this film, right? I've seen a guy that has really good body control. I've seen a guy that can adjust to the football, right? I've seen a guy that can be dynamic in space. I just think, for him taking that next jump in his game as a junior is breaking that tackle, right? He did the first wave, but breaking that second tackle and having that breakaway speed to get to the second level and score a touchdown, right? I think that's the difference. Cleaning up a little bit of the route running a little bit, adding that pristine to his game, because we've seen a lot of fade balls and we've seen obviously a lot of seam routes, right? Seam is just basically you running straight up the middle of the field, right? And then go ball is just, you're going straight forward in a straight line, right? So we've seen a lot of that. I want to see more digs. I want to see more, ISOs. I want to see more out routes, corners. Like those are the kind of things you got to clean up. Not saying he don't have it, but we want to see on the film as you take that step from sophomore year to junior year, right? So we want to see more of that from Elijah Reeves. But I would say it's a solid pickup for the 2020 class. We don't know what he's going to develop to be. We don't know if he's going to get taller. He's 6'1", 180 right now, 6'1", 185. This kid can get 6'2", 6'3", 200 pounds. We don't know, right? But I think this is a solid pickup for the in-state, to kind of get on him early before all the buzz comes and more teams want him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I think he's a guy that Georgia Tech liked because he can make those spectacular grabs, right? He can, block on the perimeter, right? He can do those things, those little nuanced things that you need as an offensive coordinator on the flats, right? When you're thinking about this wide receiver room and things that you got to do to see the field and play on the field, that is what Georgia Tech is obviously looking to do and do at a very, very, very high level, right? So I would say solid pickup. I'm going to give it a B. I want to see a little bit more. Some of those teams he's going against, for those that don't know, like Discovery, they're not really a football powerhouse, still figuring some things out, still trying to get better. He did have some fun against Buford. Buford's a really good team. They just won a national championship last year over Carrollton, right, in the state title game, okay? So Buford is good. They're going to be featured, y'all, on ESPN. For those that don't know, Buford's going to be featured on ESPN against Gainesville to start the season, right? So that's what I want to see. When I start breaking down this film, I look at these guys. What competition are you doing against? Are you consistently making plays? Is it dynamic? Right? Those are the 3 pillars you got to look for when you talk about a player that's a stud, he's good, he's elite, he's special. Them are the things I'm looking for. Because if you cooking top tier competition, that tells me you one of them ones, you one of them dudes. So if you're doing that at a consistent rate, that tells me all I need to know. You know what I'm saying? Period. So I want to see a little more, but I like the spectacular grabs, y'all. I mean, imagine coming on the flats, red zone, right? You got a guy like Elijah Reeves that can box somebody out and catching traffic. You could throw a slot fade to him. He can come down with it. You could throw a fade to him in the red zone, and that 50-50 ball becomes an 80-20 ball. Those are the things you need on the flats. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things you need a receiver to be able to do, right? So I do want to interested to see if Georgia Tech recruits more of those 6'3", 6'4" guys. But I think this one right here, it's a pretty good pickup. So I'm going to give it a B. I'm not going to give it an A. I'm going to give it a B. I got to see a little bit more. More route running, more dynamic in the open field, and a couple more big plays. I think that's all he's missing. You add that to the equation, I think you got an elite recruit, right? Good recruit, solid recruit, but elite. Let's see what he does this year. Still young. That's why I ain't going to do too much with it. Still young. Still got time to figure this thing out. But a solid pickup for 2028. And I think it just speaks to, before we wrap up the show, and the last thing I want to wrap this up, I just want to talk about Coach Key. Can we please get this man his flowers? Can we get this man his flowers? Right? He doing some great stuff. We talked about it on the show. I don't know how in the hell he's number 9 in the country or in the ACC. Somebody explain it to me. How he's brought this program back to basically relevance, right? From a program that nobody was talking about, nobody cared about, nobody gave a damn about, to what they are today. Being featured in national prime time, recruiting at the level that he's recruiting, hiring this recruiting staff to be able to bring in these recruits, right? Gotta get this man his respect. Okay, he's doing it, bro. And these position coaches are doing it too. So we got to get this man his respect. He's doing a damn good job, right? Now we got to see the share of it leads to winning. Can you beat the Tennessees? Can you beat the Georgias? Can you beat the Louisvilles? Can you beat the Clemsons? Can you beat the Virginia Techs? He start doing that. Look out. And he's won big games. He's won big games, y'all. Y'all know they're Georgia Tech fans. He didn't beat Florida States, North Carolinas, Miami's, Clemson's. He's done it. Now we got to see if he can do it this year, beating Jeff Brom in Louisville, some of these other coaches as well, man. I think if Coach Brent Key does that, right, he would be a top coach in the ACC, and I think he could be on par of winning an ACC Coach of the Year, right? Let them have a good season this year and win 9, 10+ games with this new look roster, Tech fans, right? New players, new quarterback, 25 career passing attempts, new running backs. You know what I'm saying? New look secondary, right? New look defensive line, new coaches, new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, new assistant coaches. And he goes and win that amount of games. Look out. Look out. That's all I'm saying, man. Got to get a man his respect. Got to get a man respect. So 2028, Elijah Reeves. And I just want to take this moment we need to put some respect on Coach Key, man. Period. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Right? It's going to be a special year on the flats. You heard it here first. It's going to be a special year on the flats. And I called it. Georgia Tech fans ask, gosh, what do you think? Special year on the flats. Y'all heard it from me first. I called it. Special year. This is the start. Listen to me, y'all. This is the start of something special on the flats. Right? For a foreseeable future. What is it, 2026? I think all the way well into the 2030s. Y'all heard it here first. Got the right coach, culture, program, recruiting. You're checking all the damn boxes. Winning the big games, have everything you need. National relevance, it is there. Thank Coach Key. That's all I'm going to say. Thank Coach Key. But there you have it, y'all. That's my instant reaction. That's my film breakdown. Thank you for 13 people tuning in, man. Please like it up. Comment, subscribe, hype up the video, join and become a member today. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And any big commitments, y'all know where to come. Come right here on the channel. I got y'all covered. All right. If I don't break it, I will have a video and a reaction for you guys. But appreciate you guys tuning in. I will see you guys in the next one. And remember, it's always peace and love.